Hey guys, it's Mike from Skill of Strength and MMA Fight Prep. What we're going to do today is we're going to dive in and deconstruct a drill, often called the greatest stretch of all time. Some call it hands to instep with a rib pull. So rather than just going through the motions on this drill, let's sort of break it down a little bit and dive a bit deeper, and let's sort of break out the different components of this so we can get the most benefit out of it. So most of the time this is what I see. Or another variation would just be to go here, and then they go into some sort of hamstring stretch. So a couple things wrong with that. One, we're just going through the motions. We're not paying attention. Two, there's several components of this, when done incorrectly, that are just not good. It's not a healthy way to train. So let's deconstruct a bit deeper and go from there. So first thing I like to do is start in the half kneel. Now, if you've got decent mobility, you don't need the foam roller. If you're stuck, you're gunked up a little bit, I recommend using that. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll start in the half kneel. From there, we're going to go right to the instep. Now, what I'm trying to do in this position is maintain a neutral spine. Okay? If you've got poor hip mobility, what's going to happen is you're going to be starting here. You're going to be flexing your thoracic spine, you're going to be flexing your lumbar spine, and it really doesn't set a good tone to really open some things up. So the most important thing to do is get that spine in a nice neutral position. So if you do need something else, you could use a foam roller this way, you could use it this way, you could use a yoga block, whatever seems to work best. So once we're into this position, we're gonna get the hips low and the chest high. I'm going to cue to squeeze the glute on the back leg, okay? So nothing changes. I'm just squeezing the glute, okay? You're going to feel a nice stretch in the hip flexor. From there, I'm going to basically weight shift so I can get a little bit of an ankle glide on the opposing side, okay? So you're going to see my knee is actually right over my pinky toe. So from there, I'm just going to get tall. I'm going to squeeze the glute, then go from there. This, to start, is an excellent way to just open up your hips in general. It's also a great drill because when we bring this knee above 90 degrees, it really locks the lumbar spine down. So when we do add a rotary component, it's in the thoracic spine and not the lumbar. So from there, I'm going to place the hands on the rib cage, and I'm going to perform a rib pull. Now, when I perform that rib pull, it's in a position where I'm rotating from my thoracic spine, okay? What I don't want to see is flailing the arm open. So I'm going to show you from this way. So I'm going to come forward. I'm going to get down to that position. Okay, now my right hip is a little bit tighter, so you're going to notice I'm not as mobile this way. So when we do the rib pull, I don't want to see this. Okay? Don't want to see this. Okay? What I want to see is hips low, chest high, hand on the rib cage, and then we're going to add a nice rotation. Once you add that rotation into the thoracic spine, then if you want to add in some glenohumeral range of motion, some mobility in the shoulder, awesome. But don't just whip the shoulder around. If someone does have a shoulder injury and you decide to do that, it's not going to feel very good. So, quick little recap. You want to start in the half kneel position. Right when you put your hands to the instep position, do it with a flat back. From there, we squeeze the glute, okay? And we try to glide the knee over the pinky toe. So we're just going to weight shift over. Then we can add in a nice rib pull position. And then last but not least, if you do want to add in some sort of glenohumeral range of motion work, fine. So you can add in, you can reach up to the sky, you can come down, you can come on up, you can do some circles, whatever works. So when it comes to this stretch, pay attention, okay? Don't just go through the motions. Give it a try and let us know what you think.